You're watching The 7 from WATE 6 on your side.
Good evening, I'm Bo Williams, and welcome to The 7. Glad you're with us. Let's get a look at the Big 7 stories right now. And topping the list for us tonight, we are learning new information on the man suspected in a triple shooting that left one person dead and two others injured. We've been telling you 57-year-old Tony Davenport is the man suspected in that Fairfield Glade shooting. Now, he is facing charges of first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder for the death of 24-year-old Jacob Lewis. Two others were hurt in the shooting. Corey Hillsman, who lives at the home where Lewis was killed, says Davenport fired several shots through the door, hitting him and Florence Easterly. Easterly had to be flown to UT Medical Center for treatment. And we have obtained some of the scanner traffic involved in all of this as law enforcement worked the scene.
Just hold position back there till we get the all clear from the entry team. I got my tape. I'm up here in the front.
Stand for. Just make sure you get secure.
Davenport is now being held without bond at the Karlan County Jail. We do not have any updates on a motive this evening. Next to the Big 7, spring break is over for Knox County students, and for the first time since the fall, they do not have to wear a mask. Here's some video from this morning at Bell Morris Elementary. The year started off without a mask mandate, making them optional until parents of children with disabilities sued. Then federal court judge Ronnie Greer ordered a return to something much like the previous year's COVID-19 mask policy. Earlier this year, both the school board and parents in the original suit asked, and Judge Greer agreed to suspend the mandate while the suit goes into mediation. The mandate could return, though, since this is only a 60-day order, which would end with several days left in the school year. Next on our list, an East Tennessee doctor's medical license has now been suspended after a sexual misconduct allegation. The suspension is against Dr. Randolph Lowry based on an investigation dating back to 2018. A patient reportedly complained Lowry had forced her to have sexual contact during several visits, threatening to not supply her with Suboxone if she refused. State investigators said at least one other former patient reported inappropriate touching. The document shows Lowry now works at the Ben Ashley Tennessee State Veterans Home. Lowry has until later this week to request an appeal hearing with the board. Next now on the Big 7, the search continues for a missing coal miner deep underground. This all unfolding at the D29 Darby Fork mine in Holmes Mill. Associated Press says the miner was working alone when a roof collapsed 14,000 feet underground. This happened last night. All mining operations remain shut down while the search for this missing miner continues. The mine is reportedly owned by Inmet Mining, which, by the way, is located here in Knoxville. Next in the Big 7, the little boy at the center of an Amber Alert last year is at the state capitol today ahead of a final vote on what's been dubbed Noah's Law. You may remember Noah Clare went missing last year after his father Jacob kidnapped him and his cousin. Now, the three traveled all the way to California, and the search prompted a nationwide Amber Alert. But that alert was not issued until 11 days after they were reported missing. Noah's Law would change that. The bill would give parents the authority to reach out to a court themselves to request an Amber Alert. Right now, it's up to law enforcement agencies, and there are different criteria in a case that a case has to meet. One of the criteria, you have to prove that the child is in imminent danger. Law enforcement could not prove that in Noah's case. Under Noah's Law, if a child's non-custodial parent did not return them, a judge could declare them in imminent danger. Next now in the Big 7, March Madness living up to its name, and local businesses are feeling a little bit of the craziness as well. Things have been slow for Knoxville businesses in January and February, which are typically the more quiet months of the year, until March Madness comes around, giving many of our downtown businesses a big boom. Although the men's team have lost their chance now at being a national champ, the Lady Vols still playing for the title. Fans are meeting downtown to watch the game, eat dinner, and shop around.
Of course, this coming weekend, we've got more events coming in downtown, and Big Ears typically is one of our biggest weekends of the year, with like 72% of the visitors coming to Big Ears are from out of town. So they will be eating, sleeping, and dining, living in downtown for 3 or 4 days as they attend that as well.
Before looking ahead to this weekend of the Big Ears event, you can support the Lady Vols tonight. We're going to have those highlights, by the way, coming up for you tonight at 11 o'clock. And rounding out the Big 7 for you, a local springtime tradition is back to its usual spot on the calendar. The Covenant Health Knoxville Marathon, once again happening in March and returning this weekend. We got an update from race organizers today as they look ahead to the big event.
Visit Knoxville estimates that a typical marathon weekend has an economic impact of about $2.7 million. And we all know that once people come to Knoxville, they're going to come back.
Several roads, by the way, will be closed throughout the weekend to make way for all the runners. For details about specific road closures and any other questions you may have, we'll post a link for you on WATE.com.